Spotlight on electrical equipment sector. Now, BNP Paribas believes that Q1 FY25 industry revenue growth was very strong for the entire sector, and it was fueled by a hot summer. So the room air conditioning business did very well. But to discuss the way forward, we have with us Nirransh Jain, India analyst at BNP Paribas, joining in. Thank you, Nirransh, for joining in. Let's break up this entire sector into different parts. You've got cables and wires, you've got room air conditioning. So, for each of these three sectors that are there, can you tell us what the growth was like in the quarter gone by and what stood out for you?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me on the show. So, see, overall, like as you said, the first quarter was a bumper quarter for the entire durable space, and this was mainly driven by the white goods. So, if like as you broadly categorize them into the three subsegments, like the white goods saw a very strong 40% plus kind of a revenue growth, mainly driven by the room air conditioning, where all the key listed players saw a very strong 40-50% kind of a growth, as well as the durables like fans, lighting. So these are the companies that also saw a very strong summer portfolio demand, and which led to a very strong growth of high double digits for these companies as well. On the other hand, for the cables and wires, the growth moderated this quarter, primarily led by some channel destocking in the wire segment because of a rise in the commodity prices during the quarter end, as well as there had been some decline in exports. So, like to summarize, this quarter was mainly led by a very strong performance across all the white goods as well as the ECD players.
Okay, all right. Nirransh, wanted to understand that what are you assessing when it comes to demand going forward in terms of the festive season? And hence, how would that weigh down in terms of what we can expect on numbers?
Right. So see, if I just take a step back, so the overall B2C space has sort of suffered over the last 2 to 3 years, and this is primarily because of some softness in demand because of the rising inflation, as well as there had been the higher inventory cost and some regulatory impact for these companies. So this company is coming out from that lullness period, and on the back of that, as well as a harsher summer, these companies delivered a very strong growth. Now, going ahead, we have to watch out whether the revival in the B2C demand sustains. And for that, the key trigger would be how the festive season pans out. So as of now, the stocks has seen a very sharp run up in the last 5 to 6 months, primarily on the back of a very strong performance this summer season. But we would have to watch out how the festive demand turns out to be to get more confidence and on the growth visibility for these companies beyond the harsh summer.
How are the valuations of the three categories: white goods, the electrical space, the fans, etc., and the cables and wires? And how would it compare with what it was, say, a year or 18 months ago?
Right. So see, valuations, like as I said, has seen a very sharp re-rating over the last 5 to 6 months. This is primarily because on the back of a very strong performance, and now most of the stocks within these space are trading close to one standard deviation above their long-term average. So the valuations are clearly on a higher side, and that's why we have to watch out for the further catalyst that might come up from a sustainability of these consumer demand. However, one thing I would like to highlight is that there is a strong real estate linked demand that is expected, which is also benefiting these stocks. So if that demand continues, I think these stocks might further re-rate. But as of now, we have to watch out for the further catalyst from these levels.
Okay, all right. Why is Havells your top pick?
Right. So see, within the space, as I said, like we continue to prefer Havells because of the further catalyst that we see emerging for this company. Firstly, as I said, the real estate linked demand, so that clearly benefited the company in terms of their wires portfolio and switchgears, as well as the company has announced capacity expansion in the cables and wires. So the company had seen some capacity constraints over the last 1 to 2 years that has impacted their cables portfolio. Going ahead, we expect that as these capacities ramped up and the production starts, this should benefit the portfolios for Havells. And even if the B2C products like don't see the sustainability of the demand.
Okay, Nirransh, we leave the conversation here for now. Thank you very much for joining in. So that's the word coming in on the consumer durable space. We will slip into a very short break. We'll come back and we'll invite the management of Keystone Realtors to discuss the company's outlook. The company's recently launched a large project in Thane with a gross development value of 1,700 crore rupees. So Boman Rustam Irani joins in on the other side.